Hogan when Hulk Hogan died. So Hulk Hogan recently passed away, right? So what black folks chose to focus on in the wake of his death is to put up memes and posts all celebrating his death because Hulk Hogan was definitely a danger to black folks. He definitely put black folks in danger. He definitely took away opportunities from black folks. He definitely ruined ruined the lives of black people, and he was just a menace to black folks. Now he did. I'm not again. If you heard that phone call, that proper phone call, never said the way he said it was okay. You know what I'm saying? That shit was crazy. But the thing is this: for a group of people who don't do nothing but fuck up, okay, has no sense of decorum, no manners, no this I'm saying, and not only that, y'all embrace every single stereotype about other groups of people. Not only that, you encourage this superiority complex that black folks try to. It's like a weird like inferiority superiority kind of things that black folks do with white people, which is like kind of talk about like our genetics. Not saying that's incorrect, right? But we do find we basically have came up with our own form of racism. Shout out to Angry Man. That was another point that he made. He made this point a while back. He said that the only thing that black folks learned from the Jim Crow era and learned from slavery was to have their own form of racism, their own form of ignorance. And what it is this basic thing of, oh, if we can find, if you say anything negative or do anything that we don't like, what we're going to do is erase all your work, everything you've ever done does not count. It's one thing if Hulk Hogan, did an interview and said, "Hey, listen, I said what I said, and I feel how I feel." The thing is, and another thing is this: the nigga apologized. He apologized. He said sorry. At some point, as a people, not saying that you have to be an ally with someone after they apologize, but if someone goes out their way to apologize to you, which this has gone on a lot over the last 10 years, where celebrities have to come on TV to apologize for the sake of their image. And I realized also it wasn't even for the sake of black folks. It was also for the sake of his image. And like the thing is, they don't have to do that. I'm not saying you should kiss their ass for it, but it's like, yo, the people that's in these videos, people who make these posts and whatnot, if I get into your personal life, I'm going to find some unsavory shit. You definitely have fucked up before and done and said things you shouldn't do. So if that's the case, we have to ask ourselves, it's one thing if this person is saying, this is who I am, this is what I'm about, you know what I mean, so on and so forth, right? Hold on, let me make sure I'm on the right mic. All right. It's one thing if someone's saying, this is my lifestyle, this is who I am. It's like that dude who how can I say the guy who interviewed that Klansman, I forget his name, black guy, right? That's something totally different. He wasn't going to change that guy's mind, and he wasn't there to change his mind. It was really a weird thing to me, but anyway, there was a black guy years ago who was famous for interviewing his Klansman, and he went to a Klan rally, and he sat down and interviewed and spoke with this Klansman. And that Klansman is definitely not here to say, oh, hey, listen, man, I'm so sorry about burning these crosses. I'm sorry about everything the Klansmen have done. No, that white guy was there to stand on business and say, yo, this is who we are. This is our culture, so on and so and so forth, right? And that was that. Now, that nigga's racist. The Klansmen are racist. The people who wear swastikas a lot of times, yes, Nazis know that because that's their belief system, right? And the thing is, and I'm like, yo, and that's the issue. We don't allow people to judge us or sum us up that way. So I'm like, if that's the case, then we shouldn't do it to other people. But anyway, shout out to Sydney Watson. I'm gonna play this clip real quick, all right?
Out into the ethers. But if they had, we wouldn't be here talking about this. Instead, they blocked onto Swole's use of the term colored people over people of color. That arc is doing a lot of heavy lifting. And as all of you probably know by now, the incorrect usage of this phrase breathed new life into accusations that Joey Swole is one giant racist.
He called black people colored in 2025. The only people still using the word colored when describing people are racist people, okay?
Saying if you're gonna attack me, you better go after the colored athletes. That's kind of crazy. This is a lie. That was just the first thing that came to his mind. The colored athletes.
So let's stop it right there, right? Again, this nigga's in the forest. Productive men don't do a video from the fucking forest. That's all cuck talk. That's what I'm saying. I'm so tired of you cucks getting online and having a voice and getting to speak up and speak on niggas who would destroy you in real life. In no other world would you ever talk about a nigga as big as Joey Swole and feel. You understand what I'm saying? You understand how we create this space where people who ain't never did shit get to, for the most part, what they doing? They turn you into a version of yourself that's easier for them to defeat. That's easier for them to beat. So rather than you being Joey Swole, what you get to be now is a person who said the word color. Now, if you watch live streams, right? He's live streaming, right? Or you watch people do live videos, you understand from time to time the person may have they may misspeak, or that's the best word they could think of. Who gives a fuck if he said color? Do y'all realize how weak black men? You know how weak it makes you look that that all it takes is a word, and I can destroy your whole day. I can get you to compromise your entire career over a word. So let me go ahead and play this apology from Joey Swole.
That's kind of crazy.
It's like you tell people to educate themselves on gym etiquette. You don't know colored is not what you're supposed to say. Like, you don't know colored is racist. Be so for real.
Once again,
So that right there, right? This broad came online in a fucking gold bonnet to speak for black people. And this is what black folks, again, we have become so entitled that even when it's time to hold other people accountable, she didn't even find it fit to put on a decent blouse and do her fucking hair before she come online to hold people accountable. Okay, this is obviously not a successful person. This is a bottom of the barrel person. These are the kind of people who love this kind of behavior. They love to destroy people. They love to minimize people. They love to take a bad moment that you're having and make it all that you are. Bill Burr talked about this years ago about how the whole apologizing thing, because that was around the era when artists and comedians were being forced to come on TV to apologize for everything. And he was saying that's not a good thing for comedians because people won't be fucking funny anymore if they're always afraid of offending people. Which, for the most part, it again changes how people do comedy. You know what I mean? And creates different kinds of comics. Because the thing is this: black folks at some point have to make peace with the idea that you're being made fun of and talked about and referenced like everyone else. You do not use the proper term for every fucking thing. Not only that, black folks really think that white people and people who are not black are supposed to understand and know all the nuances and know everything that triggers you. It's weird. That's weak leftist thinking. That's how a child thinks. A child comes to a situation feeling as though all adults are the same. You know what I want, you know what I need, and you know what I'm thinking. And we've had basically when you're a child, it doesn't occur to you that you and the person you're talking to have not seen the same shows, been in the same places, and had the same experiences. Over time, you're able to pick up on that and meet someone and tell, oh, you're vastly different from me. This man right here is vastly different from my father. You know, the way he speaks, with the job he has, the car he has. You know what I mean? You know, is he funny? Does he dress nice? All these little things that you start picking up on more as you get older, right? And again, that communication. 95% of communication is nonverbal. Okay.
this was another opportunity, and this was an intersection where Joey Swole could have said, "Oh well, I misspoke, but too bad, how sad." But like someone who has probably never come into meaningful contact with the literal and admittedly quite small group of people who are just very, very loud, Joey Swole instead decided that he must apologize. And it wasn't a good one. During his apology video, Swole said that he would do better, and said that he now knows that Hulk Hogan has done many horrible things, but doesn't explain what those things are. He said that he had deleted all of the offending content, and he would never use the term colored people ever again because it is so offensive.
So once again, to anybody that I offended, I am sorry. You know, my whole page, my whole brand is based on holding people accountable and doing better. I would be a hypocrite if I didn't hold myself to the same standards. I am human. I am still growing. I am still learning. And I
Pause.
promise all of you, I will do better. I have nothing but love.
Do better is his catchphrase. Let me tell you something. Listen to him do this apology makes me, I ain't gonna lie, it does make me like look at him a little bit differently because he's doing this for the money as well. He doesn't want to jeopardize what he's built. And he doesn't want to jeopardize his brand. But the thing is this: it's something different. For first and foremost, people let shit go and forget about shit all the time. It's not like again, he didn't actually do anything or do an actual crime. And people besides black folks and people who are super duper lefty or that small majority are actually offended. Like you didn't. Like, someone passed away and you paid tribute to them. He was not the mustache man. Okay, like it's not the same. But also too, black folks blame everything on police brutality and racism. And it's like at some point, being as though we don't have an authority or we don't even have a way of even defining this shit. Like I said to my dad the other day. I'm not saying it's not a problem today, but the reason why culturally we shun anything that seems racist or we have certain words that we don't want to want to be addressed as like they know like nigger and shit like that, right? Because of what it came along with. It came along with legislation and actual terrorist attacks. Whereas, and also not being able to go to certain schools, eat at certain restaurants, live in certain neighborhoods. All that stuff was legal. Couldn't marry certain people. All that was legal. So therefore, that's why people of different eras, that's why they didn't like it. That's why if you heard the N word, usually a lot of other shit was going to be coming along with it. You know what I mean? Or a certain attitude would come along with it. And anything could happen. You know what I mean? Emmett Till didn't wake up that day thinking that all that stuff was going to happen to them. And there probably was thousands of Emmett Tills, thousands of young black men who were, was falsely accused and, and wound up, being taken out this world unexpectedly, right? Another thing too, I think City made the same point about no one cares about your apology. These people are not looking for an apology. These people just want someone to shit on. Okay, and this is why it's also important to have for all men. Honor has to be a part of your brand, and at some point you have to stick up for yourself, and you cannot cave to. I don't want to lose no money. You know what I'm saying? Or I don't want to deal with the heat because he's probably somebody who also probably reads the comments. He's probably also reading the damn comment section, not understanding that. The people who are speaking, shout out to City, she made this point. The people who are speaking are people who are mad about everything. Any and everything. Okay? And for that reason, bro, you're going out a bit like a whole ass ninja. I'm not going to say nigga, but I'm going to say whole ass ninja. Okay? And this is another way. Because again, this just wasn't the move. I understand, I think he had a good intention to it and whatnot, but it wasn't the move. All right, it's best to address it, and he did address it. Okay, and like Sadie said, misspoke. Black folks gonna have to just start getting over shit. It doesn't help when you acquiesce to people like this, especially people who just really aren't just super important, man. I'm like these again, the people you seen in the video reacting to him. That broad came on there. You know how ghetto that girl is. To come on video with that silk bonnet and her nasty nighttime shirt. To call someone out. She better not call me out to dress like that. And the bonnet was shiny. Had the nerve to have a shiny bonnet. Okay, you know how much trouble she is? Yo, it's a strong chance that she's getting disability. Okay? It's a strong chance that woman is unemployed. Listen, you are the worst kind of woman if you will come online and basically in your bedroom clothes and make a broadcast video for people to see. Now this girl that went viral in her goddamn bonnet. A lot of black women go viral in their bonnet, bro. And another thing, so like I said before, black people, you need to really let's not forget this shit. I think we're losing sight. White people also have the internet. Them seeing you celebrate death does not bode well for our image. Are you freaking listening? All right. I'm gonna have to do a part 2 on your boy Pedro, Pascal. But we're going to lightly explore that real quick. So I just wanted to go. So I've been wanting to explore this topic for a little while. I just didn't have an angle for it and whatnot. So I want to just begin it tonight, and we'll finish it tomorrow, right? So this is Pedro Pascal. I don't know how to feel about seeing this dude, man. So he's going viral more so recently because for a few different reasons. For one, he's in every fucking movie. He's in every production. Like like I don't know why, but I feel like the entertainment industry is really pushing people like industry plants more than ever, and they're being more and more blatant about it. So he's in the new Fantastic Four movie. Now a lot of people did not want him to be Mr. Fantastic, myself included. After seeing Jim from The Office, I think his name is John Krasinski, play Reed Richards. I'm like, fam, we have a Reed Richards. Yo, let him do it. Let him do it. He's tall, lanky. Instead, it's like, nah, absolutely not. Then I heard that this nigga was the Mandalorian when the Mandalorian took off his helmet. They could have cast anyone, but they cast Pedro Pascal. So anywho, people are talking about how inappropriate this man is with other people's wives. Okay, and I wanted to kind of dig into his behavior. Now I don't have that much time. It's 9:56 now. I'm trying to wrap this up in about 10 minutes or so. Okay, so let's go ahead and play a little Pedro Pascal.
I am your cool slutty daddy.
I actually have no idea what to do with this. Hi, my name is Sydney. Welcome.
Good that you've had your surgery.
We're good to go.
Before we launch in, today's video is sponsored by American Pie. Also, my little cherubs, I have allergies at the moment, so I don't feel very funny. I feel congested more than anything. And, you know, for the rest of you who live in the DFW area as well, did anybody also tell you that this is the worst area if you have allergies to trees? Because nobody told me, and now I spend like a good 6 months out of the year struggling to breathe, producing more mucus than your child at preschool. So a few weeks ago, I told you all about how I don't particularly like the actor Pedro Pascal. And more than that, how I find his behavior incredibly creepy and weird. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, that's putting it pretty mildly. I showed you all clips of him complimenting women's nails in a way that I find insincere.
See, what you got. Oh, they're gorgeous and glowing. It's beautiful. It's like cotton candy with a sparkle.
Wow!
I love a manicure. I am dedicating. Your nails are awesome.
I don't know why he's holding this plush toy. Like, bro.
So are yours. Let's see your nails.
First of all, it's just a weird it's just a weird conversation. No, it's like to have on camera. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I like to see women's nails be done too. I think it's very nice, and they a lot of them take a lot of pride in having their nails done and whatnot, right? But he's at red carpet events demanding to see girls' nails and talking about how much he loves women's nails. Anyways, Cindy's going to expand on this, right? And what you're really seeing is this nigga is using high level dirty macking maneuvers. Okay, this is someone who has to because what this really is he is possessed by the male Jezebel spirit. In his mind, he's trying to fuck everything. Okay.
Yeah, they're very beautiful.
And as a fan of your nails, I would like you to show them to me, please.
There's some crazy sound bites.
Oh, come on, please.
I told you about how he gets away with touching women in a way that comes across as borderline inappropriate or very inappropriate, depending on who you ask. And I explained how he is being forced on women as some sort of masculine sex symbol, and I absolutely do not like it. I realize I am not the target audience. This was obviously not designed for me. But
Fair
I'm
use.
still allowed an opinion in this free and democratic world that we live in. Not so much of a free world if the IRS still exists, but that's a conversation for another day. But you see, because this guy is absolutely everywhere at the moment, he is inescapable, I am seeing criticism of him starting to bubble over. Actually, funnily enough, when I last criticized him, my video was demonetized, which is weird given that it didn't go against any community guidelines. It was even manually reviewed, I assume by a person, which tells me that someone over at YouTube has a big thing for our boy Pedro, which is sort of upsetting for a multitude of reasons. Anyway, some people are genuinely sick of seeing him in absolutely everything.
You guys come to AMC theaters. What movie you want to see? You want to see a Pedro Pascal movie? You want to see a Pedro Pascal movie? Or do you want to see a Pedro Pascal movie?
Oh, it's actually 3.
Which Pedro Pascal movie do you want to see?
I even saw a video from comedian Chris D'Elia making fun
You're a great actor. Pedro Pascal is a great actor. I would never argue that he's not a great actor.
Yo, bro. What's up, man?
I'm surprised that wasn't Pedro fucking Pascal. Alright? Because he's in so many things. He's in that car. Pedro Pascal was in my cereal this morning.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and just break that down real quick. So I need more time to break this down. It's a lot to get into, right? So what you're seeing is this is Supreme Dirty Mac, and the point I wanted to make, I wanted to make this point really quickly, and we're going to expand more on this tomorrow or tomorrow's Wednesday. I'm going to do like 3 more shows. I owe y'all like one extra show, man. I'm about to do like 2 shows on one of these days, man. Like 2 like an hour and a half shows because last week I you know what's been happening, yo? Cause I've been having to work a lot more. I gotta make more money. So like, when I get overwhelmed and everything, or let's say I try to like work like 6 days, like after work, and everything. Yo, if I do like 5, yo, I'm pretty tired. I want to be really tired at some point, or I want to kind of just like crashing out. But anywho, I understand the energy he's coming from. A lot of black guys kind of have this energy on a certain level in terms of like this Jezebel energy where you behave as if you just have this very flirtatious nature. But what it's really about is it's kind of a narc maneuver where you want to constantly challenge these people, right? And what he's doing is when people get close, when people are affectionate, that's another form of confrontation. People who are very flirty, like so you'll see tall women. If you're around tall women and tall women kind of like you a little bit, they'll initiate affection. They're very handsy. They're more likely to kind of like punch you to kind of get your attention and whatnot, and they'll grab you a lot. You know what I mean? And they'll be more aggressive in general. Right, but people don't really understand going for a hug, right? Going for a hug and a kiss, reaching for people. That's actually a very confident maneuver. That means that so you're challenging the person to say, "Hey," or maybe give you a look, or let you know to stop. Most of the time, if you're talking to someone, right, and you put your hand on their forearm, right? So when women talk to you, a lot of times if they're comfortable with you, they'll grab your armpit, they'll grab your forearm a little bit, or hold your arm a little bit when they talk to you, right? That's a sign of being comfortable and stuff like that. A really confident maneuver, and I'm saying when someone wants to be your friend or wants to like say, hey, it's gonna be all right, is when a guy will kind of like touch your back, you know what I mean, or touch your shoulder, your back when he's making a point. That's one of my moves, right? Not so much that I'm touching God's shoulders, but I'm saying that if I'm having a conversation with you, or if I'm making a point and whatnot, especially if you're like a loved one of mine, I make kind of like tap your arm, tap your shoulder, and it's a way of it's a way of connection. You know what I'm saying? As you can see with Pedro Pascal, now he's going for a specific target. Now men who have the Jezebel spirit, they love the concept of, or just the possibility of, I am so sexy. Too sexy for my. He said he's too sexy for a beard. And he said, "Fuck, I got a mustache." He's too sexy for the mustache. He's too sexy for a regular haircut. I have to get it like that. That is those are all himbo outfits. Okay, those are all because really what they are is it's like looking at a wolf in a pair of overalls and Converse and saying, "Hey, I'm not doing nothing. What are you looking at me for?" Okay, you see this nigga wear all the softest outfits. He got the goddamn sweater tied around his neck, Carlton Banks style. You understand? And like that's the play. You understand? Like that's the whole play. The whole play is especially in respect to what I mean by him being a product of feminism. Because of feminism, right? It creates this kind of dude who fully embraces this new world. Where because he understands this too. The modern women are poly, modern men are monogamous. Meaning that modern men, if they really love a woman, if they really want to be with her, I'm not saying men never change their mind, but in general, if they're getting married and whatnot, if y'all old, he may have a wandering. I'm not saying he may not have a wandering penis. But for the most part, in his mind, as far as his plans, how he sees things, he thinks in his mind, okay, we're going to be together, right? Whereas the woman, on the other hand, she could have anything going on in her mind. She may have been planning, who knows how long she's been planning it. Shout out to CGA. He always says they plan the divorce before the wedding, all right? That's why men, if you've ever been blindsided completely by a woman, most of the time, or been surprised or blindsided or felt like, yo, what the hell's going on? most of the time she's already thought about this conversation, which is why she's calm and you're not calm. Or even with the breakups, right? She'll have this whole scenario planned out in her head about how it's going to pan out. Okay, because in her mind, again, women see life like a movie that they're writing as they go along. So she sees her life as like arcs, and story arcs, right? But she's not able to see, yo, you cannot bear. You are the actor. You're in the movie. If this is a movie, you're in the movie. And you have to deal with the actual consequences. And I always say that a part of that shit comes from the program, also with media, because if you watch people live, if you watch stories all day long, you don't really see you get the way you think of life in stories. Which again, life is about stories, but there are consequences. You got to deal with that shit. The modern woman thinks that she's a mix between Laura Croft, Mission Impossible, and Sex in the City, and still got her groove back. She is all of those female main characters in one, and that will help you understand. Stella Got Her Groove Back is about this woman being a predator and for the most part taking advantage of a young man who was not ready to be in no fucking relationship with a woman that was 40 years old. That is sick. 24 and 40? You a 40-year-old woman? No, nigga, what? No. That and not only that, that's realistic though. Cause she was bringing him over there so that he could keep, digging her down. You understand me? She wanted that in-house dick. Over there talking, making some goddamn furniture. Buzzer beat her shit. Anywho, what else can I say, man? Lost my train of thought. Anyway, so to kind of wrap things up, I am going to expand more on Pedro Pascal, but the reason why this guy exists is because of the sexual revolution. Okay. And with the sexual revolution, women slowly stop seeing themselves as, all right, I got with this guy, and I want to stay with this guy. It may not always be a conscious decision, but modern women have an obsession with freedom, stimulation, and experiences, and this, everything in between. Okay, and men have a hard time understanding that. For men, for the most part, men are still trying to uphold making an honest woman out of her, making her a respectable woman. You understand? Men still want that. Whereas someone like Pedro Pascal, he understands, listen, they all want to get freaky. Which I never doubted. It's just all about you providing the how can I say, the setting for it. Not only that, someone like Pedro Pascal, he's in that golden 20. From the ages 35 to 65 can be the best years of a man's life, especially if he put in work as a young man and he's going somewhere in life and he take care of himself. Now again, listen, as long as you can accept that I'm not doing what I was doing in my 30s and my 40s and so on and so forth. I'm not doing what I was doing in my 20s because I already experienced that. You know what I'm saying? So where he's at too, he's at a man's most attractive age. So he's in good shape, really good looking guy, and he has status. You know what I'm saying? So also, he gets to also experience normie chicks. I'm listening to much of the goddamn CGA. But normie chicks, he can knock those down all day. Listen, I think he got that sexual European thing going on, the sexual exploration thing going on. That dude definitely likes butt stuff, allegedly. All right, that's the dude that want to experiment a little bit. He want to experiment with you. But anywho, all right, man. We gonna be getting back into this tomorrow. Subscribe to the channel, man. Love y'all. Where's my damn soundboard at? Oh, where's the soundboard? Oh no. But before I go, one more time. Hey, 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 oh. Some of you niggas ain't real. Subscribe to the channel, man. We out of here, bro. Peace.